Since our last video log, almost a month or so ago now. You and your clanging and banging. What are you doing here?
Want to finish the van. Lieutenant Van.
That's what we should call it. Lieutenant Vane. Gotta get me a shrimp and mode, gotta call her Jenny.
Actually, I quite like the name Jenny.
Jenny?
Jenny.
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 What do you think? Jenny?
Because it's generating all this electricity.
Jenny. Ah, that's very good. Yeah. Jenny with a G. Crack on.
No, I'm gonna have to start all over again. These wires are in the way.
They are in the way. Why are you filming with them now?
I don't know, maybe I'll just tuck them out of the way somewhere. Hang on. Oh, that's better. Cool. I'll just pretend I'm tightening this nut up again. Since our last video log, almost a month or so ago now, we've installed many things, many appliances into our van build. We've installed our Truma 4E combi boiler, we've fitted our composting toilet, we've fitted our diesel heater, we've fitted some new windows, some insulation to the roof of the van, and also an LPG tank that's underneath the van as well. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the details of how those things were fitted. If you trawl through YouTube, you'll find many people showing you how to install them. But what I'm going to show you in this video log is where we've put them, which was convenient and, what I think, an easy fit.
Hi guys, we're Van Life My Way. My name's Nikki.
And I'm Paul.
We're a husband and wife team who have had many adventures over the years and now are planning to take early retirement and make van life our next adventure.
Coming from a background of equipping vehicles for overland and expedition travel, we hope you'll find our van build of interest as we create a van perhaps better suited to modern van life.
So do come along on our journey as we build our mobile home whilst taking you on some mini adventures in our camper van, Rad the Silver Surfer.
Before we could install our boiler and toilet, we had to make ready the area, building inward from our van sides. First, our gullies had to have a good clean, as silt had built up inside and started to lightly corrode the internals. After a good wire brush and hoover, a liberal coat of Lanagard would keep any further corrosion at bay. Sheep wool insulation will work well in the gullies, draining away any water ingression without rotting and remaining insulative. Not building a vapour barrier in this van will allow all my wood insulation to vent and be accessible for regular checks. More garden mesh, glue gunned into place, keeps the wool nice and secure. The exhaust and inlet for the Truma boiler was secured in place. Then our varnished ply boards, backed with Reflectix, finished off the wall. Nikki secured our floor insulation down with foil tape, and then prepared our plywood floor to be covered with vinyl flooring. The floor, along with the boiler and toilet, had already been dry fitted to accommodate all the needed entry and exit points beneath our van. It was in doing so that we changed the boiler's orientation from planned to allow the possible entry and exit points without obstruction for our LPG, water and ventilation. In went our composting toilet, which with the boiler will sit beneath a long bench sheet stroke dog bed. With some modifications to the structure of the fridge unit, I could securely route my hot and cold water pipes, and like all my amenities, remain totally accessible for any future maintenance. We can now permanently fit our 30-gallon water tank, which we featured in a previous vlog, so do check it out if the install is of interest to you.
Yay! We've got water flow!
Using more garden mesh, 50mm of sheep's wool insulation was firmly attached to the roof of our van. Each wood batten was removed in turn to allow us to work from the front of the van to the rear, keeping the mesh taut without sagging. When we finally install our AccuPanel ceiling covering, we will end up with a system that is 100% breathable. Having pre-fitted our LPG water tank brackets to the floor of our van, in went our underslung LPG tank. Being underslung negated the use of a vented LPG locker inside the van, but more importantly, with only 3 connections to my 3 appliances inside my van, this seriously reduced any concerns about leakage. In our living area, we really needed some privacy glass. We had considered applying a film coating to our existing windows, but the window slides were not the most secure, so we bought some new windows, and with only a £40 charge per window including materials, we called in Paul the Professional for peace of mind.
Tell me why people shouldn't do this themselves.
Just basically because if they don't get it quite right, it can leak very easily. It's easy to get it wrong. And then they call me out.
Yeah. And how many times has that happened, Paul?
I probably do one camper a week at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most composting toilets have a fan-assisted ventilation system, which vents out either through the floor of your van or the side. I decided to put my vent through the floor of the van, as I didn't want any passerby to realise anything other than the fact that they might have tripped into something while passing my van. The floor of my van now has 30mm of insulation, so we had to extend the vent, and I did this using a drain pipe extension, and I'll show you how. The last thing we want is creepy crawlies finding their way into our toilet and biting us in the arse, so I had an idea to use some aluminium mesh, the kind of stuff that's used for car body repairs, and glue gun the mesh into our drain pipe reducer adapter that was going to be used to extend our toilet vent through our insulation. I then used some polyurethane sealant to seal the extension through our van floor, insulation and boarding. Then push fitting in place with some additional sealant applied beneath the van, the supplied seals and fan housing could be secured firmly into place. So that's all we have to show you so far. We're now busy making window surrounds and a side panel that will support our electrical control systems. We are using bamboo plyboard, which may prove to have some useful properties for van life. In the meantime, it's exciting to have our bed pre-fitted and jump on board for a comfort test.